distributive property with equations. There are 3 steps when we have to use distributive property. We distribute the numbers outside the parentheses to all the terms inside the parentheses. The second step is to use the inverse of addition and subtraction if needed, and then use the inverse of multiplication and division if needed. So let's look at the first example. The first example is 2 times, parentheses being multiplication, x plus 3 equals 26. We are going to distribute the 2 to every term inside the parentheses, and we are using the operation of multiplication. So 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 3 is 6, equals 26. Step 2 is to do the inverse of addition and subtraction. So I'm going to undo this plus 6 by subtracting 6 from both sides. Don't forget to draw your line down the equal sign. I have 2x equals 26 minus 6 is 20. And our final step is to do the inverse of multiplication or division. So the inverse of a 2x, which is multiplying, is dividing by 2. So then I get 20 divided by 2 is 10. Number 2 is negative 5 times 2x minus 8 equals 100. Distributive property, we're going to multiply the negative 5 times my 2x. So that's negative 10x. Negative 5 times negative 8 is a positive 40 equals my 100. Draw your line down the equal sign. Now we have to do the inverse of addition and subtraction. So this is a plus 40, so the inverse is minus 40 on both sides. So that I get negative 10x equals 100 minus 40, which is 60. And our final step is the inverse of multiplication and division. So this is multiplication, the negative 10x. So the inverse is dividing by negative 10. And we get x equals 60 divided by a negative 10 gives us a negative 6. We're now going to move on to number 3, which is 3 times x minus 2 equals negative 9. Distributive property says we're going to multiply the 3 times the x to get 3x. We're going to multiply 3 times negative 2 to get a negative 6. And we bring down the equals negative 9. Now we're going to do the inverse of addition and subtraction. So this is a minus 6 in the problem. So the inverse is plus 6. So I end up with 3x equals negative 9 plus 6 is a negative 3. And the inverse of 3x is dividing by 3. So I get x equals negative 3 divided by 3 is a negative 1. And our final example for today, number 4, negative 2 times 6x plus 6 equals 36. So negative 2 times 6x is a negative 12x. Negative 2 times positive 6 is a negative 12 equals 36. Now draw your line through the equal sign. Do the inverse of a minus 12, which is plus 12. That's going to give us a negative 12x equals 36 plus 12 is 42, or 48. And the inverse of multiplying by negative 12 is dividing by negative 12, which gives you x equals 48 divided by negative 12 is a negative 4.